How's it going, everybody? I'm here to show you today how to use the Grand Theft Auto controller provided by Teddy W to put in your own characters and to also be able to add a couple additional weapons. I've noticed a lot of people on his comments have asked for some kind of an explanation, and I know Mr. Teddy is a very busy man, so he hasn't had a time to do such. So once I figured this out, I figured I would share this with you guys so that you guys can get going building some awesome games with it. So here we go. Alright, we're going to get started here and take a look at see what we got here. Alright, we're going to run the actual game as he's got it set up and show you what we're looking at. There's the actual guy he had created. Be able to fire and do all the stuff that we're wanting our characters to be able to do. Alright, so let's take a look and see how we can do this. Alright, we're going to start at the start screen here. We're going to load everything. Sometimes it takes a second for this to do this. I'm sure if you used Unity, you always have to hold once in a while for things to reload maps and all the textures and things of that nature. Takes forever. There we go. Alright. So now that we got at the start menu, you know, if you need to start the game, it actually has to start from this if you've actually played with this controller before. Unfortunately, I haven't found a way around this due to the way the network editing works for multiplayer. Very, very difficult coding that he has put in here to be able to do some awesome multiplayer, but at this particular time it's not what I'm wanting for my game. So we're going to take his actual GTA character here, and we're going to pull it into our scene, and we're doing this on the start menu. The reason why we're doing it this way is because he actually instantiates the game character into the scene later, so it's actually drawn from this player's folder with that particular GTA player name. Alright, so we're going to go and bring in our character that we want to use. And we're going to want to adjust him right over top of the other character and try to scale him to the about same size. The reason why we're doing this right now is actually that it also instantiates the weapon into his hand from a object under his hand called the weapon bone. So it's not actually set up with the weapon already into his hand and then turning on and off the renderer. It actually instantiates the weapons as you play, and to do that we need that weapon bone to be as close to what it was in his hand as it is in our new character's hand. Of course, there's going to have to be some slight adjustments to this, but we want to kind of rotate our character around, try to get our hand almost exactly in the same exact region as the original player hand. So just keep messing with it until we get it somewhat to a decent position. Sometimes it does this and you have to make sure you're selecting the actual full character there. There we go. And it's done again. There we go. It's about right. Alright, we're going to go up under his hierarchy, go down to his hand to find the object he had, like I say, called weapon bone, and that's what's going to reference when we go to instantiate our weapons into our hands. We're going to go ahead and make a duplicate copy of this. Then we're going to go down into our hierarchy and just move the bone that we've duplicated over to our rig for our character. This is the easiest way to do it, and instead of having to guess position and the angles and things of that nature. Since we've moved the hand relative to our own hand, we can just kind of throw it in there, and we'll make minor adjustments later. Alright, now we have the weapon bone in place. Alright, now we're going to take our character, we're going to look at our controller, alright, on our main character, alright, and we need the same for there. So if you click on the actual script inside there, you can it'll automatically bring it up into your project down here. We can just throw it in. Alright, same with Capsule Collider. We're going to need to add Capsule Collider to it. That's what he has under his. We want to match his. So we're going to add a Capsule Collider here as well. Don't worry about settings right at this moment. We also need a rigid body. That's what's on his character. So we're going to go add our rigid body. Alright. Now we have the network view. We're going to hold off on that since we have still his other character in the environment. That way it makes sure it gets numbered correctly by adding it last. So we're going to skip that for right now. And we'll go to add the visualizer script. Ragdoll we're not going to worry about right now. I don't think he even had it working tested in his own demo at the moment. Something we could play around with later maybe. Now underneath on the actual mesh, we're also adding the animator here and the IK manager. And these are under his as such, so we're going to go find our root mesh. There we go. And add the same components to it. Animator. There we go. And an IK manager. Now we can actually start going back through, and if we go into our GTA controller on our original character here, we're going to go and say copy component. This is an awesome new feature that I noticed in the Unity 4. And then paste component values. All that work done so quickly. Look at that. Alright, now we want to make sure our weapon bone is actually going to be referenced then to our other character, so we need to go ahead and make sure that we replace it with our character's weapon bone. There we go. And everything else should be fine as is. Alright, we're going to start just copying and pasting the values to most of these components here so that they react the same way with our own character. And then again, in the visualizer, we want to make sure that we're putting our feet from our new character instead of the original character. So you go down here and copy these over. Oh, put the left foot on the right foot. Gotta fix that. Here we go. And then the right foot. Ah, there we go. I'm going to copy our IK script components. Paste them on. We're going to have to make sure that we move the correct animator to not be under animator anymore, but under our new meshes animator. Alright, we need to make sure we select our avatar for our character, so that way it's still not set up as the Grand Theft Auto character. There we go. That's good there. We also want to make sure that the new mesh animator is correctly into the controller there as well. Alright, there's our settings there. Now we're going to delete the original character out of the scene and go ahead and add our network view. Alright, looks good. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and create a prefab. We're going to drag our new character into the prefab. There we are. These things always irritate me trying to get these. We're going to copy the name from our GT player. Oh, these things never want to do the name correctly here. Keep clicking on it, clicking on it. There we go. Oh, same name in the same folder. Can't do that. We need to go ahead and move the original character just to another folder that you know, it doesn't really matter wherever you want to move it. We're just going to slide him into something here level, okay? And then rename the character here. Now this is where the actual program's set to pull the player from. It needs to be in this player folder, and it needs to be named the same name as the original character for the script to be able to pull it. Once we can get it to, there we go. Alright. Now we're going to go to our start scene and see what happens. Oh, our character is in the right position. He looks good. He's falling to the floor. Let's see what we do to fix that. Now to put actually like your game together, your environment and all your enemies and everything that you're putting into the game like you would a normal game would be put into here, into the level. Now it's best to go ahead and use this level because it has all the correct things for your cameras and things of that nature set up. So if you're going to go build your game, you can just actually open up this level project and then start to build your environment inside this. It's the easiest way to do it without having to mess around with a bunch of things with the GUIs and all these things of that nature. If you want it to work properly. It's still falling through the floor. What I did there was I moved the spawn points up a little bit, thinking maybe he was just a little bit too high, but realize here you have to change, both of these to player here, your tag and your layer. And then once you do that, you will have to reconnect your prefab to pick up those changes. Try it again. And there we are. We're on the ground. We're walking. We're shooting weapons. Very nice. Did notice that the hands didn't seem to. You want to make sure that the owner to that is correct and reattach the. Yeah, there we go. So now his hand's in the correct position with the IK. Alright. Sorry there's no sound for this part. Alright. So we got our guy. We're shooting some weapons. Now what we're going to do is fix the scripting so that we can add a few more of the weapons in. So we're going to open up in Mono Development, GTA controller here. Alright, here's the actual weapon states. And then we're going to go down here to Awake. Right here's how the network view is set up for the actual weapons here. As you notice, we only were able to cycle through the handgun and the rifle. That's because that's all that's been declared right here. You hadn't got to the point of finishing this. So we're going to copy this line. We're going to paste it below. Alright, it says rifle again, but we're wanting to come up here and see, let's pull up shotgun. Let's copy shotgun from the weapon slots. Bring it back down and paste it in the network view declaration there. And we're going to repeat this process. Let's do it for the heavy, well, to recopy and paste that. We're going to do it for the heavy, which is actually the bazooka. Paste that in there. Alright. Save it. And let's see what we got. I like to keep the guy there in the start. That way you can make the changes to him. Stick to the prefab up. There we go. We have a bazooka. Now if you notice when we're shooting with the shotgun, there's no bullets. Nothing's coming out. This is because the shotgun wasn't fully set up either when this was released. So we're going to fix that problem as well. And this can be done for any other weapon, same way. I'm going to pull one of our other guns that we know working, the other machine gun that we're already using, into the scene there. See how it has all the setup for the lighting. We're going to bring in the shotgun. We're wanting to line the nozzle directly up with our other weapon here. Or barrel, nozzle, barrel, whichever you want to call it there. And there we go. It's pretty good. From the top, want to make sure that we're aligned correctly on the top view. Looks pretty good. Alright. Then what we're going to do is kind of the same thing we did with the hand with the weapon bone. We're going to go in here and see what we're missing that's happening in this one gun that's not in the other. And it appears that trail start and point light are not included in the shotgun. So we're going to duplicate these items. Since we've lined it up, they're in the exact position we need them. We're going to drop and drag the duplicate onto our gun, our shotgun there, and the same with the trail start. Alright. Just checking the settings, making sure everything's the same. We're good. Alright, now we're going to drag that and drag it to load that to our prefab so that the saves are made to the gun. There we go. Let's go back in and try it out. We still had problems. That's because I forgot to change the settings in the actual script for the gun. There we go. I'm going to go to our gun there. There we go. See, settings weren't set. Alright, now we're going to take our new point light. And actually we're going to go ahead and let's see. If we choose it here, there's two in the scene, so we're just to make things easier, let's go ahead and just delete the original. That way we make sure we're grabbing the right one there. We can just get rid of this. Alright. Go back there and grab the point light. There we are. And same for the trail start. We'll just drag it. There we go. Well, now the line render, we gotta find it. It's a generic prefab item. It might be kind of difficult to skim through here and find. I'll tell you what, we'll just go ahead and bring our other gun back into the scene real quick and find out where that's located. Just by clicking on it, it will bring it up. There it is. We'll just get rid of this again. And we'll bring our line render into the correct spot. And go back to our weapons and then re-drag that prefab to save. And we'll play our game. We're shooting that. There we go. We have sparks, we have bullets, and it even ejects the shell. Really nice detail. So now here we are, we're shooting all our guns that we had set up with our own character. Alright guys, I hope that helps you guys out to fix these characters up for you, and thanks for watching.